Hi, it's Roxanne from Projects with All My Heart. This video is to create the mini rosebuds. And I believe that was a dark pink one on that page, and then this page has the dark red one. Okay, you can pull out your die cut shapes. These were the tiniest flowers cut from the Tattered Florals die by Sizzix, designed by Holtz. And so we're just inking the edges of the petals. In this one, you're just using the bamboo skewer and you're just curling one edge under. When I put down the flower die cuts here in a second, you will see what I'm meaning. It's difficult to show this on camera with fingers. There you go. You can see how just one edge of each petal is curled under. You can compare the one that's finished to the two that are still sitting there. And because it's such a tiny flower, I like to use a small bamboo skewer. It just seems to make it go a little bit easier. It's very finicky. So don't be too concerned at this point about how tight each of them are. We're just wanting to get the one edge curled under. These mini rosebuds were definitely inspired by the flower tutorials over at Moments of Tranquility. I'll leave the link to that blog as well on this blog post. All right, so we have all of our petals completed. Now we'll start the assembly. Okay, so you're going to take two of the petals and just turn them upside down because we'll be working kind of backwards with these ones. So I'm going to need my bamboo skewer again. And this time we'll be using the dull end, not the pointed end that we were using for the curling. And I just put it in the palm of my hand and then push down in the center with that dull end of the bamboo skewer. And basically what I want is each of the petals to be curled upwards. And sorry, it's off camera here. I'll be pulling it over in a second. I was just adjusting it. And you basically want all the petals to curl in just like a little mini rosebud. And I'm just giving it a bit of a squeeze to keep the shape. Now I'm getting out my glue. I use glossy accents, but any clear drying liquid glue, something that would be fast and is good for paper. And I'm just putting some glue kind of on the inside. And in this case, I'll have to kind of close it shut again. This is always the fun part, doing it after you've put the glue on it and have to wait. And I do have to hold it a bit. And here I've added just a bit too much glue and I've had to wipe some of it away. But just be patient with this one. This one will take the longest to put together. This is the very center of these mini rosebuds. And the rest of the flower is formed around it. It's very tiny. Okay, and then with the second one, this was the one with the petals curling up, kind of the backwards one. And I'm going to do the same thing, push down in the center with my bamboo skewer. Add some glue directly to the bottom of this, and then put that little mini rosebud right inside. I find the greatest problem I have with this step is just making sure that that first rosebud gets right in the center of the flower. Sometimes it tends to slide just due to the curved nature. And now I'm just putting a bit more glue just on each of the petals, because I want them to be curled up a little bit more. You know how when a bud of a rose unfolds itself, it's quite tight in the center and then it gradually gets looser? That's the look that we're going for here. So even though I'm putting a lot of this glue, it's going to just make that rosebud just a little bit tighter looking. And sorry again, it's off camera. Okay, so you can see that it's not quite as tight, but it's unfurling. Now getting on to the third layer. And so keeping the petals that were curled under, do the same thing with your bamboo skewer as you did with the first two. You're just kind of creating an indent. And do the fourth one as well. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue. I'm going to glue these bottom two petals together. One option too is you could always make the same rose with 5 sets of these die cuts instead of the 4. There, I'm just getting everything kind of lined up. And that bamboo skewer is handy for just getting that glue to be adhered nicely. Yeah, didn't want to stay glued on me there. Okay, and then another drop of glue, and then we're going to assemble the two parts together. So that very center of that rosebud you already created will just go right in the middle. And sometimes I'll take that pointed end of the bamboo skewer because it's quite tiny, even a toothpick if it's really tight. And I just poke it into the center of that rosebud that you formed because there is a little bit of a hole. And that is just handy. Now here I'm just keeping the bamboo skewer there and adjusting all of the petals. And this is a lot easier to do once your glue has dried. So you might even want to, if you're having difficulty with it coming apart, you might want to just let it dry and then come back and let it form. Here's the rose on the layout. And I'll be showing that a little bit closer in a second here. Sorry, it'll be a little bit blurred. Thanks for watching.